Remember when Hasbro consistently pumped out
Diaclone
figures? Remember when it seemed like they'd actually do everyone? Good times, good times. Burnout is very much an opportunistic redeco of a basic as mold, and because of that, I think she often gets overlooked. The entire Skids lineup tends to be, why bother engaging with a figure that's just a simpler downscale of the masterpiece, missing most of the class? And why engage in the lowest hanging fruit possible? Well, I think this mold has always had some brilliance to it. It's a lot more visible on far more visually stunning versions, but even in more reserved colors, it does exceptionally well. It does a remarkable job of capturing the G1 chunkiness the original was known for, without going too far and making the limbs look ridiculous. The detail remains as good as ever, and the clear plastic is actually far more durable this time. Nice to see. The articulation is pretty standard, but the base level is already pretty high as is, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. And sure, the legs can be a little hollow out of the box, but I can see what they were going for at least. There's actually teeth near the joint, so it's supposed to create a sort of faux ratchet when it rotates. Of course, the tolerances weren't quite figured out, and it never quite works that way, but on some copies you can get that effect when you install gap fillers to keep it from depressing in. Nice attempt, even if it didn't pan out. Really, I just wish this mold would stop using the crosscut head and give us new ones when necessary. Twice now they've not bothered with the retooling, and it's kinda annoying. And the alt mode is pretty good, to be honest. Obviously, it was never going to be on the level of the masterpiece. The Honda City is an iconic beast, and this can't go for that license. But as a boxy approximation, this does pretty damn well. Maybe not as good as some other figures, but it's still pretty nice. Really, for Burnout in particular, I'd wish they'd given her more yellow like the original intent, but it's still pretty nice. And overall, she, and by extension the rest of the mold family, make a nice experience. Sure, there are better ways to experience this mold, but whichever you get, you're bound to have bare minimum a good time. It's just a nice solid deluxe, and although this version isn't the most interesting, it's still a fun time. Though, mostly I'm just talking about Burnout specifically because other folk took the other versions. It's alright. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all.